Hey guys, this is Rob Goebel, also known as Archery Rob. I'm practicing another self-sufficient gardening video here, and remember, you're only as free as your food supply. So if you're practicing prepping or whatever, you will only last as long as you can grow food for yourself. And if you just store food and don't have a way of reproducing it, if really come to shove, you'll run out of food. So this is all about self-sufficiency. So on to the video. Hey, morning guys. Here we're doing a garden update. It's middle of July, around the 13th, I think. Yeah, I think maybe the 14th. I don't know. But I'm gonna cover how everything's growing. There's the cherry tomatoes getting off. These are all volunteers. I haven't been getting many cherry tomatoes. That's we got 2-foot garden stakes with pressure treated 2x2s and 8-foot section, 7-foot section of 4x4 fence. And this one's an old cattle panel folded over. Got cherries on it. I'm doing fairly well. One leftover kale back there. I didn't get any more to grow. I wanted to see if I could get seed. I don't know if it'll make seed by itself. And then this abomination, these things are running off crazy. This is romaine lettuce, and it is going absolutely nuts. I am quite unsure how to handle this. It's bolting off. I'm literally ripping the tops off of it and hoping I can preserve it. Well, we'll see. I don't know, I guess it'll die if it goes to seed. And then over there we have Brandywine slicing tomatoes, and I'm perfectly happy with these. Here's some big ones, you can see them better on this side. There's some tomatoes coming, nice tomatoes coming in. These have a different leaf structure. They're easy to tell from other tomatoes, but these tomatoes are very, very flavorful. There's a reason I tried them this year. I am not real happy on big boys and stuff like that and some of the other ones. I didn't think they had a great flavor. They produce a lot of tomatoes. Now, I think somebody mixed up the seeds with me at the seed store, because these are supposed to be Blue Lake climbing beans. Well, apparently somebody sold me bush beans. They're not growing too well, and that back petal back there is the stuff I grew from seed. I can't really show you how they turned out. Some people said they wouldn't grow the same, but we were getting pods off of them. My daughter already picked them, so I'll have to do an update on those later. Oh, and after July 1st, here you can see right there's the first zucchini coming up, and there's another one over there, and some more down this row. We don't plant zucchini until after July 1st, because and then my daughter filled all this area up, which we're gonna have zucchini out our ears. So I'm not sure how to preserve it. Hey, comment if you know how best to preserve zucchini, because I canning it and freezing it sucks. Here is the back section, or section 3 as I call it. This garden's 245 feet by about 50 feet wide. It's my neighbor's garden that I basically grow everything in, and then they're old and retired, and they come down and pick whatever they want. So this works out for everybody. And then also here's where I raised the fence up. A deer found a way to get through it or jump over it, and I still haven't put this other strand here. I got a little gap right there, and I found deer tracks in the garden one more time. So I guess maybe they jumped through my hole. Maybe I got to run that other strand. Keep the fence up. These are Roma beans, and I'm not exactly sure yet. Here's some of them. These are finishing out, but these things are they were doing really good, and then we had a heavy rain and thunderstorm, and then they kind of flattened out, and I think they're trying to grow back up again, but the weeds are trying to catch up, and I haven't had the gumption. I want to get in there and pick it all up. And this was planted July 1st or June, end of June. And this is all, this was an extra strip because there's aroma beans, like I said, and those over there are Jacob's cattle beans. We'll look at those in a minute, and then we'll plan along. And then I had this dead strip here, so I just covered it with tree cutter mulch, and these are butternut squashes down here, and then at the far end, way down there, 1/3 of it's planted in spaghetti squash. My daughter likes that, so we'll go over here. And here's the Jacob's cattle beans. They're just like the Roma beans. I don't see any finishing out, so I'm turning yellow. They're not quite ready to be picked. It'd have to dry somewhere. So I wish these were standing up better, but they all did the same thing and just fell over. I don't know how long I can leave these on here. These are the first year experiments growing shelling beans, so seeing what I can get. And then these are 2 rows of cabbages. Harvested our first cabbages down the other end. And then this row is Brussels sprouts, which I wasn't actually too sure about. They seem to be doing a little better. Some bugs are eating them. I gotta put some neem oil on them again, I guess. And then there's some broccolis, and which isn't doing a whole hell of a lot. There's our first head of broccoli, and it's kind of scattered. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. And then going down, some of these Brussels sprouts are just starting, I think. Yeah, there's little buds in there. Right there, they're getting ready to grow, I think. Being awfully slow. And here's the cabbages. That's where we picked some of them. I got a couple that fell over. Something ate the side of the stems. There's a dead one up that way. And but these are actually pretty good. We had coleslaw. Some of them got a little bigger. I'm gonna try another video I'll record. I'm gonna save some of these, chop them up, shove them into a vacuum sealer bag, and I'll throw an oxygen absorber in it. And I'm gonna try them out as shelf stable. I'm gonna try a couple and see how they turn out. Try them out, open them up over the winter and see if it's good, if it's bad. See if I can save stuff without, doing a root cellar or, freezing it all. And then here's my second stand of corn coming up finally. I just rototilled it yesterday to try to kill all the grass that was choking out. This is Hickory King white corn, and I planted it and it didn't come up great, and I went around with stakes and tent stake and poked it in. See, this is like one of the first ones, and then here's the second ones down here coming up. But they're all growing pretty good. I'm gonna walk through this, get to the other side. All right, so almost through the corn now. That was section 2, and we're here to section 1. His neighbor's got a raspberry patch, or a blackberry patch, and black raspberries, I think. And then I've got these are supposed to be buckskin beans. And I'm really disappointed in these. These were supposed to be bush beans. And you can see these runners coming up. Here's one here. That would be 2 foot long if it could grow up. I haven't really decided yet. I'm thinking about bringing a mower down here, just mowing all this shit down. I'm really tired of it. It's just going to turn into a jumbled mess. There's no way I'm going to pick it. It's going to be full of trash. Can't get in there to weed it. I think this is going to be an experiment that failed. And then these here, I tried boxes here, and then I had Crenshaw melons and then cantaloupes on down the line. And you can see right here is where it looks like the leaves change. So this is probably Crenshaw melons this way and cantaloupes that way. And trying to keep it on the boxes, whether that's going to be successful or not. And then put mulch down here and tried to plant watermelon seeds in the mulch. We've had tons of rain, but only getting a couple watermelons come up. Had watermelons planted and they just died. You know, we've had rain. We only got a couple watermelons, and here is my sweet potatoes planted. Of course, there's more butternut squash in there, and sweet potatoes on the fence. You can see some here climbing up, and I'm gonna just take them like this, weave them through, and over here another one. Eventually gotta come down here every couple days and do this, and trying to see if I can get a bunch of sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are actually great. Like regular potatoes, like russet potatoes, they want to go bad, they want to dry out, they want to start growing on. These things keep all winter. I even planted one of the big that I was using for seeds down the far end, and I'm going to see how that turns out. But these things grow great. They produce a nice little crop. The biggest problem I had with them, and I'm trying to do, grow them up as trellis. These things would spread from here over here into those beans 14, 15 feet, all directions. They drop roots and, you know, make a hell of a mess. You can't weed them. So, they're on down the line. There's some of them that are growing up over the top. And so I'm going to see how these turn out this year. I'll record a video on covering them up. And then, of course, there's the peppers. We got 32 green peppers, and then over there our poblanos. That one's almost ready. And going down that line, and then trying here, these are Kentucky Wonder green beans. And hold on a second. I have to update more on these Kentucky Wonders. My daughters have been picking, and she cleaned this son of a bitch out. So you can see they're growing pretty well, coming out over the top. And then there's 32 Amish paste tomatoes on 3 cattle panels. She's got her whole counter full with tomatoes to process. And so here's a inkling of what we're getting. These here's in my hand. That's one of the big ones. There's some more big ones there. Some smaller ones here. See, these are smaller. But they're good. Salsa, another tomato. And then the end of the garden here is the jalapeno peppers. Yeah, here's a bunch of them growing out. Lost a couple, and tried growing okra from seed, and I got one damn plant. Had a couple, a lot of them died in there, and there's my neighbor's rhubarb coming up. He's got a couple plants. A couple of them trying to die. He gave me 2. They're trying to die. And then they, like over here, some of these are bigger plants, and transplanted, they just died. There was one there that died and didn't come back, and then there's one there that died and is coming back up now. So that's it for the garden this year. Yeah, these buckskin beans are supposed to be like navy beans, but brown, and I was had real potential hoping for those, and I'm not real happy. So I think they're getting mowed. I think they're just gonna be a mess.